Hi guys, happy Sunday. Today we're going to be having a lesson on reputations. What is a reputation and how do you get one? Well, a reputation is what is used to describe you based off of your words, your actions, and your attitude. For example, if you were to see a stuffed teddy bear like this, you would say that he has a reputation of being soft and cuddly and maybe making you feel better when you're sad. If you were to see an airplane, you would know that it has a reputation of flying really high and getting people to places pretty quickly. What I would like you to do now is go ahead and grab a piece of paper and something to write or draw with and make a sun, a fish, and a cross. What are their reputations? Now, all of these things got their reputations because of what we can see, what we can feel, and what we know. We can see that a fish is wet. We can feel that the sun is really hot. And we know that Jesus died on the cross for us. So what I would like you to do now is grab another piece of paper or on that same page, write or draw a picture of yourself and talk about what your reputation might be. Next, we're going to be going over a memory verse for the week. It's from the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 11. Even children are known by the way that they act, whether their conduct is pure and whether it is right. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video now and write this verse down. You can practice it by singing it or making actions. Just really study that verse for a little bit. Now that we've practiced that verse a few times, let's go ahead and dig into it and find out what it really means. That verse is saying that everybody has a reputation, even children. How we react when we're asked to do something, whether it's good or bad or even goes against God's word, that is what gives us a reputation. Today we're going to be learning about a man named Daniel and his 4 friends. Let's find out what their reputation was.
When Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, destroyed Jerusalem and the kingdom of Judah, he took many of the people captive. Upon arriving back in Babylon, he gave orders to his chief official, Ashpenaz. "Choose the best young men from the captives," he said, "and look for the strongest and brightest and bring them to the palace." He knew he needed clever men to help him rule the Hebrew people. Among those chosen were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The chief officials gave the men their new names. Daniel became Belteshazzar, Hananiah became Shadrach, Mishael became Meshach, and Azariah's new name was Abednego. They were to be taught the language and knowledge of Babylon. They would be given a 3-year course studying philosophy, literature, and astronomy. At the end of their course, they would be ready to enter the king's service. They'd become advisors to Babylon. They were to be fed from the king's table. "You will have the same choice food and wine that is served to the king himself," Ashpenaz told them. When Daniel and his 3 friends came into the dining room for their first meal, they began to feel worried. "Whatever shall we do?" Daniel said. "This is the kind of food God told us not to eat." The food had been sacrificed to idols. They had decided that no matter what happened, they would obey God. Bravely and with courtesy, Daniel went to talk to Ashpenaz. "Please, sir," he said, "it would be wrong for us to eat the king's meat and drink his wine. Would it be all right if we just ate vegetables and drank water?" "I can't do that," Ashpenaz said in alarm. "If you start looking pale and thin, the king might kill me. He would think I wasn't taking good care of you." But Daniel didn't give up. He repeated his request to Melzar, who had been put in charge of the 4 men. "Let's just try this for 10 days, Daniel requested. "Just give us vegetables and water to drink. Then we'll see if we look strong and healthy." Melzar finally agreed. He probably watched them every day to make sure they didn't show any signs of weakness. To his surprise, they didn't get sick and their faces didn't look thin. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier than any of the other men. From that time on, they kept their simple diet, and they stayed loyal to God. Finally, the time came for all the students to appear before the king. They were to be tested. Nebuchadnezzar talked with them and asked them difficult questions. He was pleased to discover that Daniel and his 3 friends were 10 times wiser than the wisest men. The king gave them places of honor in the kingdom, and they lived in Babylon for many years. These men had a reputation of being wise and serving God.
From that video we just watched, we learned that Daniel and his friends were told to eat unclean food that had been sacrificed to idols. They knew that God told them not to do that. So even though it was hard and probably scary, they stood up for what God was telling them to do. They were honoring God. And because of that, they were known to have a reputation of being wise and honoring God in all that they did. What I would like you to do now is flip your paper over, and on the clean side, make a list of different things that you can do to help your reputation. Once you've made your list, go ahead and share it with your friends, your family. You can even send it to your teachers. I know we'd all love to see them. So everyone, what did we learn today? We learned that a reputation is built by doing something over and over and over again. And the stronger your reputation is for honoring God, the closer you're going to feel to Him. So all of you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon.